In recent times, there appeared to be an increasing rate of youths' involvement in ritual killing for money making. The media, particularly social media, is awash almost every week, bring cases of young girls brutally murdered for suspected rituals, questioning the value and sanctity of life.
Many of the perpetrators are suspected to have met their untimely death or gone insane as a result of their action. From as low as ages 15, young boys mainly are reported to be engaged in this act, leaving to question what becomes of the future of a nation if this trend is not tackled. So today, we'll take a look at the rising cases of ritual killings for money making, the causes and solution. We'll also be looking at money ritual, a myth or a reality. A very good morning to you. Welcome to the program this morning. I am Agatha Egwari Ojo.
And I am Adugbeji Ojegba. You are very welcome.
All right, so yes, today on the program we are looking at ritual killings for money. It's become rampant. You see it almost every day here, especially on social media. You picture the gory images, you know, the kind of sad tales you see everywhere today. So today we are going to look at that. We are going to look at the causes and of course preferred solutions. And of course, is money ritual a myth or a reality?
Well,
we'll find out if it is really true that for killing people you get money. We'll find out all about that. Don't forget, this is Midweek Connect, a program where we value your feedbacks. Do call in, make your contributions on the program. Of course, we're streaming live on our YouTube channel, NTA Benin, so do well to be a part of the program. And then we'll go back to the street to find out what people are saying about the subject matter. But before we continue for today, let's take the news tidbits, and those will be our guide.
Well, Edo State government has relieved Professor Benson O. Sadolo of his appointment as acting Vice Chancellor of Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma, with effect from Tuesday, February 8, 2021. This is in exercise of his power under the Ambrose Ali University Ekpoma Law and the Special Intervention Law 2021. And meanwhile, the governor has approved the composition of the board of the Edo State Sports Commission with Mr. Yusuf Ali as chairman nominee of the board. Other members are Frank Ilaboya, Miss Anita Emaya Osayaba Osaritin, Dr. Emmanuel Ibunosa, Mr. Aswen Igodalo, and Mr. Uyi Akpata. A statement by the Secretary to the State Government, Osarodon Ogie, says the names have been forwarded to the State House of Assembly for confirmation. And the Edo State government has unveiled a 50 million naira Bendel Insurance and Edo Queens Football Club jerseys. This is as the government also unveils the sponsor of Bendel Insurance for the 2021-2022 session. Governor Godwin Obaseki, while unveiling the jersey, expressed his administration's commitment to foster transparency and accountability in governance.
To professionalize Bendel Insurance and Edo Queen. Bendel Insurance and Edo Queen will be the first club also in Nigeria that will not be washing its jersey each time they play every match.
Supporting Bendel Insurance and supporting the state is a no-brainer. It's a business decision, a strategic business decision. We are lucky. Sports is not on the exclusive list in this country, in our constitution. So we are not going to wait for anybody to develop sports and develop our sportsmen to be global sportsmen.
And the chairman, Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Edo State Chapter, Alhaji Baba Abdul Hamid Saliu Egeli, popularly known as Baba Petrol, has been kidnapped. He was abducted on Monday evening in Jetu, Esako West local government area. Reports reaching us is that his driver was killed while some police attached to him were injured.
Baba, they sent bullets with the other small motor and they chased them to the Mount Boulevard area. While the other people inside the Hilux, they settled down waiting for Baba to arrive here. So immediately Baba motor just enter, they just get down from their Hilux and they find a way to Baba and they killed the driver and they took Baba away.
All we heard was gunshots, so you understand. Before we could come out to see what was going on, what we see was a dead body on the floor.
And that's it from
All
our
right.
tidbits.
Yeah, but just before we conclude this segment from the story from the Ambrosali University, that's the statement by the Secretary of State Government, Osaujon Uge. It includes that the governor, in his capacity as visitor to the institution, has approved the immediate appointment of Professor Sonny Adagbonyi as acting Vice Chancellor. Others appointed were Professor Theo Aguda, acting Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, and Professor Marshall Azeke, acting Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics. The governor thanks Professor Benson Sadolo for his service and wishes him well in his future endeavors. So that's a new management team for the Ambrosali University there. All right, so we'll be taking this short break. When we return, the main business for today. To stay with us.
Aduawa and its environment, or you need a conducive and open field in Aduawa for your wedding receptions, birthday parties, annual ceremonies, family or corporate events in a serene and conducive environment that is close to nature. Then look no further. NTA Benin Aduawa is the place for you. NTA Benin Aduawa has a large field for all your other events and ceremonies. Also, at NTA Corporate Headquarters, TV Road, we have a state-of-the-art, fully air-conditioned, ultra-modern hall for all kinds of indoor events with a standby generating set to ensure constant power supply. We also have the NTA Pavilion for all your outdoors events at the same venue. Guess what? Our prices are affordable. Locations are easily accessible. Venues conducive and highly secure. Our outside broadcast van is available 24 hours and can broadcast your event live. And above all, you can air your event on our award-winning programs like Events and Style. Wow! What are you waiting for? Grab this opportunity and have your celebration in a grand style. For inquiries and bookings, please call NTA Benin, the award-winning station.
Coronavirus, also known as COVID-19, is an infectious disease that affects the respiratory system. Symptoms of coronavirus include fever, cough, shortness of breath. In more severe cases, infection can cause pneumonia or breathing problems. More rarely, the disease can be fatal, but that's mainly among older people with pre-existing conditions. The virus is transmitted through direct contact with respiratory droplets from an infected person and by touching surfaces that are contaminated. People should maintain at least 3 feet of distance between themselves and people who are coughing, sneezing, and have a fever. To prevent the coronavirus infection, wash your hands frequently for at least 20 seconds using soap and running water or alcohol-based hand rub, sanitizer, or gel. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing or sneezing. You can also use your elbow when sneezing or use a tissue, then throw it in the bin immediately. Avoid crowded areas. Anybody who shows symptoms of coronavirus should visit the hospital immediately. Prevention, they say, is better than cure. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Benin Network Center.
Do you live in Aduawa and its environment, or you need a conducive and open field in Aduawa for your wedding receptions, birthday parties, annual ceremonies, family or corporate events in a serene and conducive environment that is close to nature? Then look no further. NTA Benin Aduawa is the place for you. NTA Benin Aduawa has a large field for all your other events and ceremonies. Also, at NTA Corporate Headquarters, TV Road, we have a state-of-the-art, fully air-conditioned, ultra-modern hall for all kinds of indoor events with a standby generating set set to ensure constant power supply. We also have the NTA Pavilion for all your outdoors events at the same venue. Guess what? Our prices are affordable, locations are easily accessible, venues conducive and highly secure. Our outside broadcast van is available 24 hours and can broadcast your event live. And above all, you can air your event on our award-winning programs like Events and Style. Wow, what are you waiting for? Grab this opportunity and have your celebration in a grand style. For inquiries and bookings, please call NTA Benin, the award-winning station.
All right, thank you for staying tuned. If you're just joining us, you're right in time for the main business of today. Yes, this is Midweek Connect. We're talking money rituals, killings for money rituals, ritual killings for money making. Sorry. Our YouTube line is on. We are streaming live on our YouTube channel, NTA Benin. Be a part of the program, and of course, call us when the phone lines are open. Our guest this here is Mr. Albert Ayenhoye, social commentator. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, madam. Good morning, viewers at home.
All right, just before we start, let's see this background to launch our discussions for today.
It's real. People are really trying to get rich quick. And, well, talking from a clergy perspective, we see that this is just the end time thing.
I've heard a lot about it. So it's really, really bad. It's a very nasty thing. You know, and it's common with the youths because they want to get rich quick.
In the olden days, it wasn't like that. You work, you have your pay, you use your money, you spend it. You train your children.
Blood money is real. There are people doing it. Just that it doesn't pay and it won't last. You end your life early.
It's a problem we are facing now. I think the parents are failing their duties because they just don't caution their children, and not only that, I think the church also must be alive to the responsibility and preach holiness and preach hard work, not quick money. Unfortunately, this wickedness has taken a new turn, possibly because of the economy in the country today, but much more than the economy hardship, I think laziness is also part of it. Our youths don't want to work.
Before you go into a business, any business, when you go for a training, you will make it no matter how little you start.
All right, sincere apologies for the mix-up there. That was actually what people are saying about what we will be talking about. We'll go back to that to see more of that, more of what people are saying there. But Mr. Albert, let's just get straight to the business. It's now a trend. From January to now, so many cases of violent killings suspected to be rituals for money-making purposes. What's your take on this trend? What is it to you? What is money ritual? What's your reaction to this trend? What we're seeing every day, especially on social media.
Thanks a lot. I think it's important to establish here that the issue of money rituals is not a new occurrence. It has always been with us. I think the reason why this discussion is coming to the front burner, is because of reports that we'll be getting from the media, conventional media, as well as the social media. That's why this discourse is coming to the fore. So, like I said, ritual killings, money rituals have been with us. Perhaps again because of the frequency of occurrence, that has also now drawn the attention of the entire society and bringing this issue to the fore. I want to register here that the art of money rituals is a dastardly art. It's a heinous crime that should be discouraged by every reasonable human being. It is not the way to go. No man has the capacity or ability to create life. So on no premise on no ground, on no condition, should any man willfully or unintentionally take the life of another man. And now in this case, taking a life all in a bid, in a quest to make quick money.
Is there anything such as money rituals?
No, we'll come to that. Let's get his feelings of this trend, because it's becoming, from January to now, more than countless cases, and those that are the ones that have been reported. More than
2-3 in a week.
Yes, in a week, and those are the ones that have been reported. What's your feeling of this trend? Because you're seeing young children, boys of 14, 15, engaging in this act.
Yeah, is for me as a person is really disheartening. It's really appalling. It makes me feel very uncomfortable, and I'm sure the viewers also share this sentiment with me. It is not an exciting situation, so I think we are worried. I'm worried, and I think a majority of our viewers are also worried about this trend. We are worried. It's a disheartening situation.
What do you think is fueling this situation we are seeing now?
Well, there are a lot of factors leading to money rituals. We can only highlight a few in this on this platform. First, I think there is this high level of wickedness in our society, and the desperation for quick money is also very high in our society. That's one. Secondly, since we are trying to narrow money rituals to youths, teenagers, we are also aware that for the last 10-20 years, the issue of courtesan in our secondary and primary schools for that matter, has been on the increase for the last 10-20 years. So what we are seeing now is just the fallout of what has been cooking over time. That's what we are seeing now. And I also want to add here that we also have there is virtually systemic failure in our society. A situation where there are no effective checks and balances anymore in our society. Nobody wants to ask questions. You see a man today who is wretched and poor, suddenly overnight, you see the man in affluence, and nobody's asking questions. You see a young boy of 15, 20 years walking into a car shop to negotiate or to purchase a car worth 10, 15 million naira.
60 million.
And nobody's asking questions. Nobody's asking questions. So there is this systemic failure across board in our school system, in our churches, in our mosques, in virtually across all sectors of our society.
I think it's time we just take the background report. Let's get.
Well, if it's ready, we can roll that now to see, just to give us a base of what we're actually talking about. Okay. So you can continue. You were talking about.
It's real. People are really trying to get rich quick. And well, talking from a clergy perspective, we see that this is just the end time thing.
I've heard a lot about it. So it's really, really bad. It's a very nasty thing, and it's common with the youths because they want to get rich quick.
In the olden days, it wasn't like that.
All right. Sorry again for that mix-up. So we're talking about the causes, or what is fueling this trend we are seeing.
Yeah. In addition to the ones I've already advanced, we also have a case of failure of leadership across board. At the family level, there is failure of leadership. In our workplaces, failure of leadership. In our associations and organizations in our society, there is failure of leadership. The do as I do kind of leadership is missing. So what we see most often now is do what I say and not what I do. There is so much hypocrisy in our systems. Like I said, failure at low levels. Most parents have failed when it comes to proper parenting. Parents are no longer available to give proper tutelage to their children because they are running around looking for the same money. Perhaps they could advance reasons like economic hardship for that, but that's not enough. So there's failure of leadership across the board.
That is what everybody points to. A mother has to put food on the table. A father has to put food on the table to pay fees. You know, to meet the demands of running the home. You know, both parents are out, and that's what we are seeing today. A repercussion of what we are seeing today.
For you, how do you feel about that? Is it actually true? Is it the reality?
Is it enough?
Is it
enough reason
for us to have this in our society?
Not at all. I totally disagree with that school of thought. We are talking about life here. Money rituals is about life. People being so desperate to the point of doing anything just in a bid to get money, to the extent of taking life. So,
but how did we lose it? Because it seems that values, essential values, are fast eroding us. You know, the sanctity of life, we are fast losing that.
That's true. I concur wholeheartedly to that position. That I think it's like one of the first reasons I mentioned, that there's high level of wickedness in the land. People don't bother. No matter how they get the money, they are not interested. Either by hook or by crook, right? It's born out of desperation. It's born out of societal pressure. It's born out of a bid to compete and show off. So it has become the trend because of, like you said, so good societal values have been eroded.
But I think we still have those values. We still have those real ethics that is expected of everyone. But what is that thing that is really driving this ambition to say, I want to be at the top at all costs? Even when you get there, it doesn't translate to mean that, you will be respected. It is who you are that you are.
In as much as I subscribe to your opinion, this day and age, we live in a society where people worship money, literally worship money. People celebrate money. So if you have money in a contemporary society, you have a voice. People will want to reckon with you. If you have money, because of the moral decadence we have in our society, right? Like I said, it's not as if the values are not there. It's just that they have been eroded. If you have money, you have a voice. If you have money, you have followers. You have money, you have fans. If you have money, you have everything at your beck and call. That's a fact. So we're not going to shy away from that reality.
Mm-hmm. Money is good. It makes life easy. But at the expense of another person's life.
Yeah, that's what we are discouraging. That's what should not be. That's why we are here. To discourage that art, that desperation, where people can go to any length to take the life of another man that he or she cannot create, all in the bid to get money. That's why we are here to discourage it.
Ask, how does harvested human body parts generate the wealth?
That's the same thing as asking, is money ritual a myth or just...
Yes. How do I don't understand it.
It's funny logically. You know the banknotes. You have all the numbers and all of that. CBN control number and all of that. Is that how? Is it real, or what we are seeing is it just violent killings and all of that?
I may not be able to give you a vivid illustration because I am not into money rituals.
Of course.
So I won't be able to give you a vivid illustration. But however, suffice to say here that we cannot deny the existence of magical powers. We cannot. Over time in history, if you read your history books, it has always been with us. How these processes, how they go through these processes, I don't know the details. But we cannot deny the existence of magical powers. They are here with us. And I think the viewers can attest to that. So it's not just an illusion, it's a reality.
I think it's becoming scary.
Okay, let's open the phone lines. 081-4969-3115 and 081-1295-1755. Yes, you have the numbers on your screen. Call in, make your contributions to the program. So we're talking about money ritual, myth or reality. That's where we left off the discussion. What's your thought on that?
Yeah, like I said, I'm still re-emphasizing that position, my initial position, that it's a reality. It's not something we can just wish away. It's been with us here. Even if we are not going to get any human being who will be bold enough to come on air or to come on the set to tell you the processes, but these things are real. You know, they have been with us.
We have a caller.
Hello. Hello, good morning. Hello. Oh, sorry, we lost that. But in talking about money rituals, are there repercussions, for these acts of killing people for money? Are there repercussions?
Surely, there are repercussions. Oftentimes, you hear that...
Sorry, we'll come to that. Hello, good morning. Please, your name and where you're calling from? All right, Efe. Good morning. We can hear you. We can hear you, Efe. Yes, we can hear you. Go on.
Okay, I heard you. Can I go on?
Yes, you can, please.
Hello?
We can hear you. Go on.
You can go on, sir.
Okay. You said that this money ritual is keep on, as in the parents have seen the society. That's what you said earlier. Okay, you are shifting back to the people. What about the government? Imagine one person who is getting money that is don't say that. The parents have already done their best. We should put this thing to the people who make all these things to happen like this. You understand me? Not the parents. Let me put it to the parents. You don't do that. The government, you are the one who spoiled the society. Is it your father or my father that spoiled the society? No. It's the government. Let me put it like that.
Well. All right. When he will react to that, he is trying to absolve parents of any blame.
Like I said earlier on, there is no justification whatsoever for any man or woman to take the life of any other person, fellow human being. No matter the excuse, there is no justification for it. There's no justification for it. There are so many things you can do to make money, regardless of the hardship in the land.
Hello, good morning.
Please turn down the volume of your set. Your name and where you're calling from.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm John Mark Duruleweti, calling from Ikova Hill.
Please, Mr. John Mark, can you turn the volume of your TV set so we can hear you?
Okay, I've done that.
All right.
Okay.
All right, what I want to say is this. Thank you for this particular program. My sister and my brothers, I think we have a lot to talk about this ritual killing. Because originally, many of our young youths who've engaged themselves into these acts. And secondly, our parents, the family who've gone wrong already. A situation whereby a mother will go and sell expensive property in order to get a iPhone for the child, and take the same child that said he or she does not want to go to school again. The mother will now take the child to a friend who knows how to do Yahoo and register that particular child with a huge amount of money, hoping that one day the child will arrive. Because of one thing or the other, they have been intimidated, poverty, this and that. And if you watch the cost of things in this country, is caused by Yahoo. is as a result of what the Yahoo people are doing. If you are pricing 500 naira, before you know, somebody who bought the same thing with 10,000 naira and paid cash, you yourself will be embarrassed. Is that not an intimidation for you to go and be hustling? Our parents are not helping issue at all. And many of these young girls are very, very anxious of entering this front of Zenza, front of Votron, this and that, knowing fully well that their life will not come out the same if they enter there. Take for instance, some days ago, it's online already. Two young boys came out at the junction of Imo State University eating bread with sheep at that junction, and one of my younger brother was there videoing what was going on and sending to me. All of this in order to make money. Our young ones, especially the young boys of 14, 15 years, they don't want to go to school again. They see school as a scam. They are being intimidated because once they see one of their friends having one car and one powerful car and their houses and thereabouts, they want to do same. Doing everything as possible means. December here, in my own community, two young boys were caught where they want to use their younger sisters on this to go and do ritual. 14 years, the other one 17. They were caught red-handed. That was on the 27th of December. All of this, I don't know what governments are doing about it. If possible, they should set a panel to look into this and start calming it down. If not so, in the next 10 years, I really do not know if there will be young ones in this country again. Because all of this they are grabbing is no longer going to stay with them how they thought about it. Please, please, and please, many of our government people should come out and know how to go about this. It's getting too much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. He was talking about the consequences of what we are seeing today, that probably in the next 10 years, if this is not checked, it's going to be something else.
Yes, because definitely when you run out of money, you'll be looking for other options.
But are there consequences for this action? We're not talking about government now, nature now. Are there consequences?
Sure, there are consequences to those who are involved in money rituals. One, once you kill another man for whatever reason, you lose your peace. You lose your peace. You become restless. That's number one. Become restless. You lose your peace if you take the life of another man. Secondly,
okay. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
Benin.
All right.
I want to contribute to that man, the last call just now.
Okay.
The man really spoke well, which I really appreciate. But there was something he was talking about that parents officer. Parents does not have hand in this thing that is going on because most of them don't really know what their kids are doing outside the country or outside the state. Because the parents might send the children to school and they are told they don't know what the kids are doing in school. Like my friend, then he went to school. So he said that he went to school. So suddenly he came back home with a car. And his dad and his mom asked him, how come did you get the car? You're saying it was a Yahoo store for the thing. That's outside. But the most important thing was that this country is corrupt already.
Hello, sorry to cut you short. We can barely hear you. Can you turn the volume of your TV set down? Turn down the volume of your TV set. Oh, we lost that. Please, if you're calling in to make your contributions, please turn down the volume of your TV set so we can hear you. Yes, we are talking about consequences for actions like this.
Yes, I just mentioned that first you lose your peace if you are involved in money rituals. And from all the reports we've gotten from the social media, conventional media over time, you also discover that there is something common among all the stories. That those who are involved in money rituals usually are given a very limited time to enjoy, in quote, to make use of this money, and they pay with their life. So that's why we're having cases of sudden death on the increase among youths and among elders too who are involved. Cases of sudden death. You also have cases of insanity. If you go around the street, you see a lot of young boys who have lost their senses, right? Who are on the street, crazy. And if you go to a psychiatric hospital, you find them.
Okay, we'll come back to you. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Your name and please, where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hello, please. Your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Prophet Ezekiel Igudalo.
Good morning, Prophet. All right.
It's our West local government.
Okay. Ogwa.
Yeah,
How is Ogwa this morning?
I'm happy for the program that is on the air now. I'm watching.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But one thing I saw, I said Yahoo, Yahoo. Real Yahoo is not ritual. These are educated elders that graduated that don't have work, that were working internet access to help themselves. But unfortunately, so many people they would enter inside, they use this name to perform ritual. They, after they do this, they will say it's Yahoo. It's not Yahoo. These are ritualists. The Yahoo people I discovered they are the Yahoo have been started from many years ago. Yes, people were saying Yahoo, Yahoo, Yahoo. It has started many years ago. The real Yahoo, they are not ritual. Those other ones you saw, they are throwing Yahoo, they get money through Yahoo. They are ritual. They get money in a bad way they have. Even the way the money comes, you know that this money is not ordinary.
Is Yahoo a good way?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you.
Please, it is very important that the government should bring forth jobs for the youth or any graduated people. Like or empowerment.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, all right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
The government should empower the youth. Not only the youth, the graduated. They should empower them through finance so that they should have something else to do.
All right. Thank you so much. He was talking about Yahoo. That it was first Yahoo. Then it dovetailed into
but at this
yes,
point
he's
now,
trying to differentiate what we are seeing
I'm
here.
making a case for
Yes,
you.
yes. He started by saying he started with the normal internet fraud, that's the Yahoo. Then it dovetailed to Yahoo Plus. And what we are seeing now is Yahoo Plus Plus or Plus 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 or what we are seeing now. Okay, yes, we're talking about consequences. Okay, sorry. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, we lost that. Oh, hope you call back. Okay, we're talking about the consequences. We talked about young boys or whoever, those involved getting insane, and can we go back to that discussion?
Yeah, the cases of insanity among youths is on the increase. If you take a walk around the city, you see a lot of youths on the street who have gone crazy. I also talked about the issue of sudden death, sudden demise of young men and women. It's also everywhere, very rampant in our city and across the entire country. It's also very high. Then again, a situation where the law decides to take its course, and for those who may not be able to circumvent and manipulate the judicial processes, some of them are also behind bars. So there are consequences, there are repercussions for this dastardly act.
Like Forbes has a publication of the wealthiest in the world, Forbes magazine.
That's right.
I have never seen where they mentioned Nigerian billionaire made money from money rituals. So this tells me that even if it actually exists and people are making money, it is morally wrong.
That's a fact. We have established that.
Yeah.
So
the money doesn't really take you anywhere.
Decent young men should ask themselves questions. Am I on the right path? Why are they not doing this? Are we not getting this from our curriculum? Are we not getting this from our curriculum?
Sorry, before we come, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, I can hear this Professor Zike that was talking just now.
Oh, you called back. All right, sir. All right, sir. Yes, we can hear you. You left off with empowerment.
We vote normal after all the votes, all their promises, we don't have it. There are many graduates in the streets. Some of them are farmers. At the end of the farming, the farming product, they got from the product, you cannot even get from, you can't even to buy a machine. It's not expensive as to buy a machine. Then you see we have many problems in our nation. That is why you see killing, thieves, and robber, and different things that is happening in our nation today. The government should empower the youth. You encourage them in financial way, because you look now, they say they should go abroad, they get through late. But there's no help. No help. Even some of the money we are using to build new houses in those states here is from abroad. You see, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Please, we want the government to help the youth, and also some of our pastors should help the youth with the word of God in truth. And some of our parents, we should also be talked to help the youth in truth. Because some of our parents are part of those people that encourage our children to go to the spiritual to look for help, to do all these things. Hello?
Yes, hello.
What is not supposed?
All right.
That's what I have to contribute to the program.
Okay, thank you, Prophet Ezekiel. Thank you so much. Would you want to probably respond before you continue with Ados's question?
Yes, let me quickly add that it's also a fact that we are in an information age where we can get information at the snap of our fingers with the speed of light, equivalent to the speed of light. So youths and humans generally of this generation have access to all manner of information, and that have also led to the issue of fraternity, evil fraternity among the youths across the society. Then again, let me quickly also add this, that the fact that most perpetrators of this heinous crime are not being brought to book within record time to serve as deterrent to would-be offenders is also a major issue. One of the causes why this thing appear to be trending and appear to be on the increase. If people who are involved are uncovered, no matter who they are, no matter their locations, and the justice system decides to take its course, and sanctions, punishments are given out to these individuals within record time, it will serve as a deterrent to others who want to also get involved. So these are some of the causes that have to be addressed.
When you talk about people engaged in these acts being penalized, do we have to wait till when it gets to the point of killing for money? Don't we need to have a system where at the age of 14, a young boy who is supposed to be in school, driving a car way out of his reach, can't the law take its course in such situations to ask questions, to penalize people in, then instead of waiting till when it gets way out of hand?
Parents taking their children to the EFCC or police.
Even if not for parents alone, law enforcement agencies, can't they begin to do something about this?
Yes, don't forget I mentioned earlier on as one of the causes of money withdrawals in our day, the issue of systemic failure. The system, there is systemic failure in our land. We can't deny that. Most institutions are not working to full capacity. They are not meeting up with their mandate. That's because of systemic failure. That's a different issue altogether. So if we have systems that work, then this system would have been able to put in place effective check and balances in our society. People would have asked questions to forestall this kind of trend that we are in now.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, please. Your name and where you're calling from?
Emmanuel is my name. Calling from Benin.
All right.
I want to contribute to this program. So you see, the issue in Nigeria is that I don't believe there is anything that exists like money ritual. Because all these people that do all this money ritual, they do money ritual, is just business people. If you come to Nigeria, we have 724 local governments. And each local government have at least a 1,000 staff or thereabouts. Is it that nobody have mind to do the money ritual? We have staff, we have the police, we have the fire, the custom. Have you gone to a local government and seen any of them building mansions? Unless they are in a position where there is money.
No.
Is it that they don't have mind to do the money ritual? For me, I don't believe. The people that are saying they can't clarify whether there is money ritual or no money ritual, I don't think that exists like money ritual. To me, the native doctors, they are just deceiving us. Because when this young boys school, they say, bring laser, you bring laser. Bring this one, you bring that one. Bring this one, they bring this that one. If you want to know whether your mind is strong, they say, can bring human being. And that is just it. Number two is our education system. When I was in primary school, in my village, we had only A and B. And when I travel to village now, we have private schools. Government are not building anything again, adding to the existing ones. Nothing. The government they fail completely. And that is why when I went to the village, they are building houses everywhere. It's like people. I told them I landed up with my master and I want to do my PhD. They say come, it's not the PhD. We want something erected here. So in that case, there is a problem in the society. If you travel to the village, you say you have PhD. They don't even want to recognize you. So that is the problem, and that is my contribution. The government, they are paid. It's not because of private institutions. How would government accommodate the increasing population of children in schools? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, apart from the issue of money ritual there or not, he was talking about the society applauding people with wealth. Not asking,
celebrating ill-gotten wealth.
Yes, not even asking where
the source of the
source of the money. It's almost as if people doing the legitimate business, legitimate jobs. They are, it's so who bears the task of eradicating this menace from our society?
Wow. For me, I think the family, parents must take the bull by the horn to begin to lead by examples. Don't take it away that we also have parents who are into money rituals. So it's not just narrowed down
to the youth.
To the youths. That's why I keep emphasizing the place of exemplary leadership. If you are a parent and your hands are clean, your ways are clean, and you inculcate good values into your children, then to crown it up, you pray for them and guide them properly. Chances are that these children will not go astray. So parents must take the bull by the horn,
like the Bible says,
to lead by example.
Yeah.
To lead by example. So it's not the case of, I told you earlier on that we have so much of hypocrisy in our system, so much of hypocrisy. Do what I say and not what I do. That's what has led us to where we are now. So parents must be ready to lead by example. Go into legitimate business. Let your children see that you are into legitimate business. So if a child in a home sees the parents going into courtesan, into money rituals. When that child grows up, what do you expect of that child to do? We are also aware there are societal pressures, but parents must take the bull by the horn. Then secondly, to add to this first point, is that a government must begin to review its educational policy at all levels, from primary to the university. A situation where somebody mentioned, one of the callers mentioned a while ago, that most of our schools are in a very deplorable state. Poor infrastructure, very few teachers, some with no teachers in our schools. So when students and people go to school and they are not engaged from 8 to 2, they have the opportunity to begin to fraternize with evil friends and associates. So when you have good environment, good infrastructure, you have adequate manpower to engage these children, then you'll be able to engage their mind. Then let me also add that the quality of teacher is also very important, because you can't give what you don't have. So we must also ensure that the screening process is thorough, so as to filter out evil ones among the teachers and get the right ones engaged, who will be able to inculcate good values in our children.
What about religious and traditional institutions? Don't you think it's high time everybody comes together to do something about this issue?
Yes, the place of religious houses is not also ruled out, but we're trying to just put them in sequence, that parents must take the leading role, because that's the smallest unit in our society. So it has to start from charity, they say, begins at home. Yeah, sure. So parents must take the bull by the horn and start leading by example. A child has to be in a home before going to a religious house, either to a local assembly or to a mosque, either a church or a mosque. So we are not ruling out the place of religious leader. They also have a role to play. The issue of materialism should also be de-emphasized in our society, in our churches, in our mosques. Let importance be placed on dignity of labor. Yeah, dignity of labor is very important. Although nobody tend to be talking about that in our society now. It's about sow to this morning and tomorrow morning you reap in millions, right?
Billions.
That's a negative trend that has to also be checked. Religious houses should preach good morals. In fact, godliness even transcend good morals. Godliness is about replicating God in your daily actions and your daily activities.
And this issue of passing the buck too, is it helping matters? Because a friend of mine were discussing, and he said in the United Kingdom, a child from a wealthy home, even if his father is a billionaire, if he's going to school, when he's on break, he has a part-time job he's doing. Now, we have a culture here. What he said, I'm quoting him, that we have a culture here. Parents will tell you, my only obligation to you as a child is to send you to school. After you graduate, you are on your own. I was wondering, is it not high time we also tell the religious leaders and also parents that no, he's still your responsibility when he has not gotten a job?
Yeah, that takes me again back to the issue of curriculum in our educational institutions. I'm happy now the issue of entrepreneurship is being brought into our curriculum, especially at the tertiary institutions. Yeah. It's also a fact that white-collar jobs are not there. They are not there in our society. So if this trend continues and the government remains committed to that course in our curriculum, it will go a long way to prepare our youths for alternatives in the absence of white-collar job. That's the message that must be. We must face reality that the jobs are not there. Because of issues in our land, a lot of companies are folding up, multiple taxation and several issues. Companies are folding up, and that leading to job losses. So the issue of entrepreneurship is key in our curriculum to be able to give young ones alternative in the absence of white-collar job.
Okay. All right, I'm afraid, Mr. Albert, we'll have to leave this conversation here. hopefully we'll continue in another edition of this program.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for your time on Midweek.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
To our callers, thank you for calling in. Thank you so much for being a part of the program. I'm Agatha Egwarojo. See you again next week. Adios.
And do join us same time next Wednesday.